We're live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh man, I don't know why every time I go live, I just get a little bit nervous. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up right now, having a beautiful Friday night. I always just get so happy when it's time to stream. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nice way to cap off the week. How y'all feeling today? Had a lot going on. I got a huge change that just recently went down. I mean, I've had a lot of changes go down in my life, but there's been a big change, I'll say, as of today that went down in my life. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing. Shout out to everybody that's joining in. I saw some bad news today about the Batman Part 2, and I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta talk about this. And I kind of already know how some of you guys are about to feel about this. I have fully caught up on The Last of Us. Yes, I'm fully caught up on The Last of Us. And I've been waiting for the stream to react to the GTA 6 trailer. I wanted to wait for you guys. To be honest with you, I'm like, I ain't really trying to watch the trailer if I can't watch it with y'all, my comrades, for real, for real. So tonight we're watching it. I finally get to see it. I've been trying to shield my eyes from all of the social media clips. I did see something on Twitter that said something like, by this time next year, the actress that plays the main character, the shorty, is going to be one of the most famous women on the planet. But yeah, I got a huge change. I want to see what's going on with y'all. Happy Friday. It's a Friday night. You feel me? I got some big changes I want to share with y'all. But first, I want to see how y'all feeling. But I was thinking about something on my way here before the stream. I was thinking about Ye. I really like, I don't know if I ever said this on stream before, but like, it just now, maybe 3 months ago, it really registered with me. You know those memes when people are like, but he made Graduation? Whenever people would used to talk about Kanye and they were like, oh, but he made Graduation, I'd be like, okay. Because in my mind, I'm thinking they talking about Late Registration. And I remembered like 3 months ago or something like that, I'm on my YouTube Music app and I scroll through Graduation and I'm like, wait a minute. This is my entire childhood. Like, I literally almost fell to my knees and went, oh my goodness, this man really ruined his legacy. Anyways, that's besides the point. I say all that to say, I've been listening to a lot of Daft Punk. And when the Tron trailer came out, I actually got a notification on my phone saying that I'm like top something % listeners of Daft Punk. I got the photo. I screenshotted it and sent it to Sai. Let me see. Now I gotta go through the messages and stuff. But for the month of March, I was top something % for Daft Punk listeners. And today, I say all that about Ye because today I just realized Donda 2 goes crazy. Quan, get off the live, bro. Hey, get Quan out the... Hey, Quan, what are you talking about, bro? Hey, yo. Bro, 9 Inch Nails for the Tron might go crazy. Might? It will. 9 Inch Nails might? No. They will. I'm telling you. I'm trying to find... Boom. Here's the badge that I got from YouTube Music. Oh, hold on. Let me turn up my brightness. I got my hoodie on for a reason. I think enough of us are here at work. Had to say what's up. LOL. What's going on, Bell? Shout out to you, man. Look. That says top listener of Daft Punk, April 2nd, 2025. You were in the top 0.25% of listeners for March 2025. I'm telling you. And I think what I realized was that I think I've been listening to so much Daft Punk because I think it lights up the same amount of brain waves. You guys know what I'm trying to say. It lights up the same parts of my brain that Kanye's music used to light up. So I've been listening to a lot of, Daft Punk again. And, guys, I got a big reveal for y'all. But y'all got to drop a like. I got a big reveal for y'all. And it kind of hurt my spirit a little bit, but I got a big reveal for y'all. Drop a like. I got a big reveal for y'all. If I don't see at least one like go up, I got a big reveal for y'all that I want to show y'all. If you guys are just listening in, that's fine. Drop that like and then go back. But hey, Kaylex, new here. Hope you're great, man. Wanted to know your thoughts on the Peacemaker trailer. Ooh, I forgot that dropped. Shout out to you, man. Just shout out to you for joining. We just got another like on there. I will do the reveal. I'll react to it live. You'll get an unfiltered reaction. I haven't seen anything this week. We're doing everything together. Okay, I see the likes going up. There we go. You ready? I got a big reveal. Now I gotta find like a drum roll sound. Let me find a drum roll sound. I should have had this prepared. GTA 6 opinions. Hey, don't worry. We're gonna get to the opinions. Like I said, I haven't watched anything. We're gonna watch the GTA 6 trailer together first. Then we could watch the Peacemaker trailer. And one of the last things we're gonna talk about is this Batman Part 2 debacle that I literally just read before getting here. So don't worry. Let me do a drum roll. Here we go. You guys ready? Can you guys hear that? Okay, that was a whack drum roll. Here we go. 3, 2. Y'all, I cut my hair. My hair is gone. I did it today. I went to my barber and I cut all my hair off. And I don't even have a brush. My hair's been so long, that I don't even have a brush. And I could tell y'all why I cut my hair. It's been weighing on my heart for a little while, but I will say I did it mainly because it's Mother's Day. I ain't seen my mom in a little while, and I'm about to pull up on her. What's going on, X? Welcome back to the stream. Guys, what y'all think about the new cut? What y'all think? I'm still not used to it. I still feel a little off. I kept the beard a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm a little nervous. I kind of want to put my hoodie back on. As you can see, I'm already getting a little peasy on the side. I got to go buy a brush. That should have been the first thing I did after leaving the barber today. You know what I'm saying? Skittle head. We look the same now. We're brothers, Quan. Quan and I are brothers. We look the same. He Hawaiian. Yeah, man. You like the cut, Bell? You look good, man. Thanks, X. Oh, man. I don't know, bro. I'm still getting used to it. I mainly cut my hair, bro, because it was just way too much maintenance. And I got real thick African hair, bro. A lot of y'all don't know. I'm Haitian, bro. So my hair grow thick. And it's weird because sometimes, like, my family cracks jokes because, like, if you look at the back of my hair, like, you could, it's like, you could tell where some of the French come in. Because the back of my hair is, like, calm, but the front of my hair, like, my hair seems like it's meant to be, like, locked. You know what I'm saying? So it's simple and clean. You rock with it, mans? You rock with it, time? Yeah, so I just cut it off because, like, my hair was just getting really hard to manage. I don't know if you guys peep, but, like, in a lot of the videos and the live streams, I'm always wearing the Kaylex hat. And I love the Kaylex hat, but I very rarely take my hat off if my hair's not done. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel so weird. I feel so naked. Best believe I was at Target before the stream, though. I was just walking around Target. I got myself a nice gallon of water, you feel me? We ready for the stream, you heard? I was just walking around Target, and I'm like, yo, you know what? Let me go to the toy section. Let me go to the, what's that section? I found out it's like in the cut, so it's at every Target apparently. But it's like the action figures. Being a French Congolese, I understand your pain. Yeah, bro, and I love my hair, bro. I love my hair. But at the same time, dog, I'm like, yo, like all I've been doing is like just working, and I want to get into like back into like focusing on this full time again. And it's like, it's no time to really be trying to be cute. You know what I'm saying? So went to my barber today, chopped all of it off just in time for Mother's Day. And yeah, man. Big changes. And I guess since y'all rocking out with me, man, let's get into the GTA trailer. I haven't watched a thing. The only thing I saw was dudes commenting on jiggle physics. That's it. That's the only thing I saw. Second off, man, I wish Quan was down to get on stream, bro. But I ain't gonna press him. It's late. But I know in conversations with Quan, he's kind of frustrated that it got pushed back. I didn't forget about the Superman behind the scenes reaction. I'm waiting, man. Ooh, we doing that tonight too. All right, hold on. Let's add all of this, bro. Thanks for the reminder, X. We got a lot to go over. This is why I want to try to stream more times throughout the week. This live stream is going to take a little while. I'm going to be with y'all for a little while. So as long as you guys sticking with me, I'm here, bro. I ain't going nowhere. Let me add Superman BTS. Let's see. What am I looking for? It's so old. 2 weeks old? I'm 2 weeks behind? X, how long is the video? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I forgot. You told me you're an introvert, bro. I'm like, you feel me? I do need your assistance with this thing, though. Is the video 2 minutes and 17 seconds? My fault, X. Can anybody step in for X real quick and let me know if the video of Superman is 2 minutes and, oh, yeah, don't worry. Yo. All right, guys, don't worry. We gonna do it today. Let me recap. Okay, today we're talking GTA 6. I didn't watch the trailer because I was waiting for y'all. I felt like it would have been weird for me to not react with y'all. You get what I'm saying? So we're watching GTA 6. We're gonna react to Peacemaker. Let me set up the Peacemaker screen. I got y'all. We're gonna watch, we gotta talk about The Last of Us. I kind of spoke to Quan a little bit about The Last of Us. We're going to talk about Thunderbolts. Last week, I wasn't able to talk about Thunderbolts. I'll be honest with you. Y'all not going to like what I have to say. Not about Thunderbolts, but I'm talking about last week why I couldn't talk about Thunderbolts. I got home and went straight to bed. I slept for like 12 hours. I was beat. So don't worry. We talking about Thunderbolts today. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, so don't worry. Let's get into it, man. 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Perfect. Shout out to you, Mans of Time. All right, and now let me add Peacemaker to this. All right, and let me just... Peacemaker. I think Peacemaker came out today, though, right? Yeah, 11 hours ago, so we good. This one's a little bit more current, so we're good. Let me throw that on there too. Oh, it's already playing.
To get you.
Let me stop it. All right, let's start off with GTA 6, shall we? If you guys are new here, welcome to Kaylex. Hell, Kaylex. We're about to have a good night. Let's see what we got going with this new GTA 6 trailer. I'll give you guys my unfiltered reaction, thoughts, all of it. This is my first time watching it. Ready? Here we go. Peggy 18. Rockstar.
What
I don't know why this already
there?
reminds me of Dead Island.
I'm just fixing some leaks.
Seriously, dude, you got some time on your hands. I got some properties with paying
This
tenants.
looks good.
That's why you came by?
Just go get me my check.
But this looks like
See
Dead
you,
Island.
Brian. Love you, Jason.
Love you, Jason. Oh, whoa. That's Haitian music? Hold on, I grew up on this. Yo, this was on repeat. Yo, we really got Haitian music in a GTA trailer? Okay, my boy Aki, how much is that? That's not $315 though. I left more than bro. Got the Haitian flag, yeah! Yeah!
I'm here for Lucia Caminos.
Yeah!
She's supposed to be getting out.
What's your name?
Jason Duval.
I think you heard before.
You might have.
So Shorty was in jail? Okay,
Hey.
Lucy?
Hey. Hands above your head, now!
You stay.
You know that song? I need a gangster beat. A
New beginning.
gangster beat. I want a gangster beat. That sounds good.
Trust me, this place is just the start for us.
Ring the bell! Shot, baby!
The only thing that matters is who you know and what you got.
Whoa.
Gonna do this? We're doing it right.
Yo, D, this full effect? They got your name, address, they got everything. Us cops, we gotta protect each other.
Like,
Hey, look at that lightning too.
You and me, Lou.
Okay,
We
okay.
got this.
We got it.
Oh, this is tough.
Say my city, baby! My city, baby!
Come to Bills Every Nation.
I'm still not over the Haitian music. I'm a little.
Hey.
Hey, if you got friends, can you hook me up, please?
Okay, okay. May 26, 2026 is crazy. What in the world? That was actually pretty crazy. Y'all, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm genuinely shocked that we got Haitian music in there. I'm not too surprised about the Haitian flag. I'm hyped for it because, so there's like a whole thing when you're Haitian, right? There's Florida Haitians and there's New York Haitians. So Haitians do not have a full map of the United States. The United States is New York and Miami. That's it. So you could be from Connecticut, you could be from Jersey, Virginia, California, your ass is from New York. And then there's Miami because Miami is just so close to Haiti. But the fact that they had Haitian music is really like it's frying me right now. I don't even remember the name of the song. I haven't heard that song since I was a freaking kid. Like that's a throwback. I wish any of my family, yo, if my pops was up, I would call him right now to find
Just
out
go get me my check.
what the name of that
See
song
you,
is.
Brian. Love you, Jason.
I'm like, I don't. What he say? It's I think that's the one where he's like, "Fin bom zoklo, fin bom prison. If you like game no child support la, saka fet la, it's not fair." So basically, ooh, what's going on? Maybe that song matches with the trailer. So what that song is saying, if it's the same song, the dude is talking about a shorty that like would beat him up, like she was shorty's abusive. Like, you know that meme? I'm not the only one, right? So basically it's about a shorty that beats him up and now dude can't see his kids because he got locked up. And so he's saying it's not fair. I just translated the entire gist of the song for you. If I'm remembering the song correctly, that's what he's listening to. Yeah, he just said, I never hit. Ooh, that's hard. That's hard. Okay, we doing the Haitian translation. Oops. Hold on, let me go back. So this is what just happened. That's actually a fire cut in the trailer. Look, listen. So he said, I never hit you. I never argued with you. And then this is the immediate shot right after. That's hard! That's hard! hard. That's hard. Shout out, yo, they got Haitians over at Rockstar HQ. Anywho, this looks amazing. I think my earliest memories of GTA is Vice City, and that's how I learned the song. You're out of touch, I'm out of time, but I'm out of my. Am I saying the lyrics right? Out of round. Oh, 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 oh. That's the only reason why I know that song, because of Vice City. Excuse me. And then after that, it's San Andreas. So I think this is pretty dope because I remember growing up on Grove Street with San Andreas. I remember growing up in Vice City, and now that, you know, graphics and everything is just better now, we could travel more of Florida. I think that's pretty hard. Kodak is also from Florida, so I'm pretty sure that's why that last time we did see those dudes with the wicks, and he did end up looking like Kodak, but I just got hyped. This is dope. Let me take this back one more time, y'all. Because I feel like I didn't really get to fully bring it in. I was just so enthralled. This looks gorgeous. Again,
What
still
you
looks like
doing
that
out
island.
there?
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
skip
fixing
through.
some leaks.
So Lou is getting out.
Hey,
Hey.
So we following Latinas.
the new beginnings.
We got a Corona right there.
What you
This
got?
is the Jiggle Pixies I saw people talking about on Twitter.
Gonna do this, we're doing it right.
Yo, D, this full effect?
Yo, that shot is actually crazy. Look at this shot.
Effect?
This is crazy. How y'all feeling about the GTA 6 trailer? I was waiting to watch it with y'all. I want to know how y'all feel too. Bro, this is... he says, man says, by the way, I don't know if you know the Mafia franchise, but the Mafia Old Country trailer looks fire too. So see, my cousins really played more Mafia. Like the most, bro, when I tell you I'm the most normie of normie when it comes to video games. So I could keep up in conversation. I know exactly what you're talking about. But after that, I can't go into too much detail about Mafia. I remember my cousins bought it one time and, you know, I watched them play it. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't have any real thoughts on it for real. He also said it has real Bonnie and Clyde vibes, which I agree with. Yo, what happened to Saints Row? I remember I was thinking about playing Saints Row earlier in the week, actually. That's the crazy part. And then this drops. I want to know how some of y'all feeling about this GTA 6. I was almost about to say GTA 5. Bro, GTA 5 dropped when I was a freaking freshman in high school, bro. Biggest thing for me was the graphics. Trailer was kind of boring to me. Other than that, the Fast 5 reference. There was a Fast 5 reference? Was it the... What was the Fast 5 reference? Was it... Oh, this right here. That is... That's hard. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Yo, these graphics are cooking me right now, bro. Like, I'm like... Yo, $2 billion budget, bro.
Nation today.
That's a PS4 controller. You guys are... Oh, you guys can't see that. Hold on. Wait. Let me move my screen. Whoa. That's a PS4 controller right there. Y'all see that? That's a PS4 controller. I think it's a reference. Not sure, though. It definitely could be a reference because I know Fast 5 did do that with that big bank vault. Dang, I feel so crazy with my hair cut so low, bro. I gotta buy a brush, y'all, because you could already see. This is what I was talking about. My hair is so rough, dog. I love my hair, but it's rough. And like, I just never wanted to lock my hair. And like, my hair is prime candidate to be locked. You get what I'm saying? Maybe if I was a Florida Haitian, I would have been got wicks. I would have been had locks. But I'm a New York Haitian, so ain't no, ain't none of that going down, man. Dang, bro. I'm looking at this water. You guys remember when people were beasting over the Spider-Man water physics? But this looks good though.
Hey, if you got friends, can you hook me up, please?
Yo, the fact that we gotta wait a whole year though. Yo, GTA 6 is about to mess the gaming industry up though, bro. And that's the thing, I kind of just don't want it to happen. So also, while I was at Target, I was scouting some games I wanted to play. Quan, I don't know if Quan is still here, but I was like, yo, this is too much to choose from. I'm about to see if Quan could just make me a list of games that I should be playing. I know I definitely have not played The Last of Us Part 2 yet. I've played The Last of Us Part 1 a long time ago. Probably basically before the pandemic. So I remember playing that, but I want to play Part 2, but I was looking at some other game. That The Last of Us Part 2, first of all, whoa, my brain is all over the place. One track, please. The Last of Us Part 2 was like $70 still. I said, why? Isn't the game mad old? You know how frustrated I was? $70. And I think what made me even more pissed was the fact that Mortal Kombat 1 was somewhere around like $30 or some crap like that. Mortal Kombat 1. And my dumb ass, and I remember coming into HQ, Quan started laughing when he found out I spent $100 on Mortal Kombat because I bought it early, bro. And we really got finessed. Me and Tony. So, yeah, safe to say I'm pretty mad, bro. I'm actually pretty pissed. That's enough video game talk for me, though, man. Let's see something. I want to say I'm excited for GTA 6. We got to clear our schedule. We got to stream it. We got to stream it. By then, there should be a solid streaming schedule. You get what I'm saying? And we streaming it together. You see what I'm saying? We do have a Twitch. Just because I'm having a good time with YouTube, I just haven't streamed on Twitch. But, like, I feel like for video games and all of that, if y'all want, we could play the video games on this channel too. But, like, maybe what we could do is we could do, like, the just chatting stuff on YouTube and over there. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, we could hop over to Twitch when it comes to GTA 6. But X says, looks great. What's funny is they announced the delay to 2026, then dropped the trailer. So it's kind of like saying, okay, we have bad news, but here's some good news. Saying pre-ordered the premium edition, and looking back now, MK1 was such a disappointment. Beyond a disappointment, bro. When I tell you I uninstalled that game from my PC, bro, that was a waste of $100. That was such a waste of $100. And I don't even play with any of the DLC characters. That's the worst part. If I download it, I should have all my DLC characters. Then they did some weird shit where, like, they give you, like, a second pack of DLC. I'm over it, bro. If we keep talking about MK1, I'm gonna get angry. I should have moved on to Tekken or Street Fighter, man. I knew I should have moved on to Street Fighter, bro. But, yo, let's watch the Peacemaker trailer, because I haven't seen that yet. And then after the Peacemaker trailer, we could watch the Superman trailer. Oh, you know what? Let's watch Superman together first, because X did bring that up back when it first dropped. So let's do that first. We're about to watch Superman Day behind the scenes look. This comes from the DC YouTube channel. So we got a little peek at David Cornsweat. Before we start the video, hit that like button so that we can get pushed out. I've been noticing YouTube been on some BS. There's a lot of creators that I do follow that I really like. And I feel like YouTube low-key been like choking people's reach. Cause it's like, it's no reason why there are people with like 100, with like 1 million subs, and out of nowhere, they just not getting any views. I don't know. But shout out to y'all for watching. Fully appreciate you guys. Leave that like. Let's get into this video.
Being a child,
I love Cape so much.
The purity of Superman.
I want to rewatch OG Superman,
starting
yo.
to understand what movies were.
James
shot on
didn't know that
location.
Superman was in his future. He wasn't sure that that was the one he should be doing.
The mood still looks
And then he
silly to
called me
bro.
one day and he said, I have a way in. I know what I want to talk about.
I had been
The
trying to
moods look
crack
real
it for
silly to me
years.
still.
This character's noble, and he's beautiful.
We just finished day 1 on Superman.
Rachel
It's been a hell of a
Brosnahan,
week at the
David
office.
Cornsweat.
His scripts are so unique, his stories, they're heartfelt.
You know, we love the opportunity to
Whoa,
play with the
that
incredible
was
DC
practical?
library of characters and stories, and we really want to do justice for them.
Isabella
to the Daily
Mercier.
Planet. It's been so much fun to have the gang together finally.
Ooh, I got a theory for y'all ass.
Trunks on the
Since
outside
this,
of my
I got something for y'all.
It's
after this.
liberating.
James and his stories.
Ooh, that was
does it
hard.
with
We gonna have to take that back.
Superman is a character who's good.
Who is filled with hope.
He walking up like he about to do something. We know
saves people
Superman ain't about to
because
do
it's the right
nothing.
thing to do.
Hold on, guys. You know YouTube be on the BS. We about to get the stream cut. So it says your stream may be temporarily blocked. Heads up, we detected a video in your stream that belongs to someone else. Everybody say boo YouTube! Boo! Let me stop before they really kick us, yo. Guys, I gotta pause it here. I'm gonna continue watching, but some of y'all know this. YouTube do not care about kicking us from streaming. So let me pause this here because it looks like DC on some nonsense. I clicked the more info tab and it says the content ID matches with DC. So I guess let me take this opportunity and we're going to continue the trailer until this notification goes away. Shout out Bell. Boo, YouTube. So I wanted to make this a video, but you guys already know we spoke about the adjustments to the channel in the last live stream. So why not just do it here? Because I have it off the top of my head. Are you guys ready for this? How about we pull up the actual Superman trailer and just walk with me here? I'm not saying this is what's gonna happen, but what I am saying is that if James Gunn did this, instant $2 billion at the box office. This is the only way Superman's gonna hit $2 billion. $2 billion. You guys ready? Let me cook. Let me cook. I gotta show you guys the actual Superman trailer though in order for this to make sense. Let me... Y'all about to be like, oh, what is this man's problem? Superman 2025 trailer. Okay. Let's pull up this trailer. This is definitely gonna get us kicked, so I'm probably just gonna jump around. Alright, so Superman just got the snot beat out of him. As we could see here, we see Superman just laying in the snow, right? Those boots still look very goofy to me. Damn, I keep getting that notification. Wait, bro, just chill, YouTube. Calm down, bro. I'm not watching the whole thing. I'm skipping around. YouTube on some nonsense. Got that notification again. Anywho, boots still look very goofy. These boots are crazy. Anywho, Superman just got the snot kicked out of him. Where we at? Leaking blood. Who's strong enough to do something like that? Now, in that behind the scenes, what we saw looks like LexCorp soldiers. Let's take this back a little bit. Those seem to be LexCorp soldiers. Where we at? So here goes Lex Luthor. And I promise I'm just setting the stage here so that, you know, you guys could actually fully follow me here. These guys work with Lex. How do I know? I don't even need to see the logo. Upon first viewing, what is Lex's colors? Green and purple. Look at their chest. LC. So these are LexCorp agents. There's a U on this man's chest. We've been here before. We spoke about this on the channel before. Who cares, right? And then this is supposedly the engineer. I don't know enough about the engineer. Never read about her in the comics or anything like that. I'll be 100% transparent and blunt. But you know who I am familiar with? This man right here, Ultraman. Now let me pose a question to y'all today. Maybe some of y'all kind of already know where I'm going with this. Let's go back to the trailer. Let's go back to the trailer. Follow me down this theory rabbit hole. Superman is getting the absolute dog piss beaten out of him. Crypto beaten out of him, okay? Hold on. Where we at? Where we at here? Okay, I can't find. There we go. He's struggling to fight this masked man. Are you guys ready for what I'm about to say next? What if I told you I know why Ultraman is masked? Would y'all believe me? What if I told y'all I know exactly why Ultraman is masked? In a movie, why would you mask one of your main characters? Now we need to figure out who is Ultraman. Does anybody want to know how James Gunn could bring in $2 billion for this upcoming Superman movie just by revealing who's underneath this mask? Does anybody want to raise their hand and let us know? Because I got the answer for you. I got it. The answer is the man who's under the Ultraman mask Henry Cavill. The man who's under the Ultraman mask is Henry effing Cavill. Yes, it's a failed Superman clone, but watch this. If James Gunn gets Henry Cavill, I'm not saying this is what's gonna happen. I'm telling you how this movie gets $2 billion. And if this does get to $2 billion, I know who's underneath that mask. If Jason Momoa could go ahead and play Lobo, and I got even further evidence for you, then we could get Henry Cavill as Ultraman. Now, let me really cook. We got that out the way. I gotta explain how we get there. I'm cooking something, right? I gotta explain how we get there. All right, let me tell you exactly how we get there. I'm getting too excited. I should have jotted this down. I didn't realize I was going to be doing this live on stream. Let me calm down because this gets me excited. Think about how secretive James Gunn has been around Ultraman. This is someone that's as powerful as Superman. Now, my introduction to Ultraman was through the crime syndicate in Crisis on Two Earths. You guys remember that film? And in this movie, we meet the crime syndicate with Superwoman as the Wonder Woman alternative, Ultraman as the Superman alternative. One of the things I think would be so hard if we use the old Justice League, Zack Snyder Justice League, as the crime syndicate. And maybe low-key we can't do that anymore because James Gunn is Lobo, but we're going to continue walking down this path. Let's focus on Ultraman. Sure, Ultraman could be a failed Kryptonian experiment, or Ultraman is Zack Snyder's Kal-El, but for this universe. And here's how. I'm going to show you how right now. The scene should be up on YouTube. We're going to watch a little clip together, everybody. We're going to watch a little clip together. Let's see. What's the scene I want to show y'all? He was in Smallville too? Henry Cavill was in Smallville? Ooh! Tom Welling would be a cool one too, but I don't think he would do all that. I grew up on Smallville. Y'all know I love Smallville. I love my CW TV shows. Those always went hard to me. Let me see. Let me show y'all why I know it's going to be Henry Cavill. This right here.
Up in the sky. It's a bird.
Do you guys remember this? Do you guys remember that we literally got an adaptation to the Flashpoint paradox? Damn, this movie was so close to being good. This movie was this close to being good. Listen, I say all that because at the end of The Flash, who do we see pop up as the alternative Batman? George Clooney. All of the universes are out of sync, mishmashed, all of it, everything's messed up. And when The Flash happened, James Gunn emphasized that this was going to impact this new universe. In fact, this is not a hard pivot or a hard reboot. James Gunn confirmed that this is, hold on, YouTube sending us another notification saying heads up, we detected a video in your stream belonging to someone else. I think I understand why people stream on Twitch more when it comes to reacting rather than YouTube. I'm like learning that in real time because we're being threatened like 24, I'm not gonna say 24/7, but we've been threatened at least 3 times already on stream. Like, come on, YouTube, chill a little bit. Calm. Where was I, y'all? So anywho, when we watch The Flash, who do we see at the end? George Clooney, right? In that universe, that Batman was supposed to be Ben Affleck. This universe is a soft reboot. We're still getting an Amanda Waller TV show. We're still, and we'll watch Peacemaker right after this. We're still getting a Peacemaker TV show. Who's to say that Henry Cavill Superman, I'm not saying he's gonna share the same name, but he will definitely share the likeness, even if his face is a little bit mangled up. Henry Cavill will be under that mask when it comes to Ultraman. Why else would they cover up his face? Let's continue the video. YouTube keeps on threatening me. So that's my theory on who Ultraman really is. If DC does this, I think they could genuinely, and I mean genuinely, hit $2 billion easy. Because remember, the only reason, I could say for myself, and I actually ended up liking Black Adam. But honestly, if it wasn't for Black Adam, Quan and I probably wouldn't even have this channel. Quan, what you think? Remember how excited we all got when we heard Henry Cavill was going to be in Black Adam? You guys remember who else was in Black Adam? James Gunn's wife. James Gunn's wife. You guys know who's going to be in Peacemaker? James Gunn's wife. You guys know who might pop up in Superman because Amanda Waller might be popping up? Finish the sentence for me. James Gunn's wife. She's a thread. She's what keeps the universe together. James Gunn's wife is going to be the reason Henry Cavill is Ultraman. I'm done with my rant. I hope I was clear. I hope that made sense. Let's continue this, and hopefully YouTube doesn't take down the stream.
James in his stories, he does it with heart.
Superman is a character who's good.
Who is filled with
walking
hope.
up like that.
He saves people because it's the right thing to do.
Oh, they shot this on red
He
cameras?
saves people
Hold on.
because it's
Whoa, okay, I'm being a film nerd. Yeah, sure. I'm being a film nerd. Let's calm down a little bit. Wait, I want to see something.
He saves.
They're just shooting on a red? Ayo, man, we need a budget. They just gotta. What lens is this? That looks like an anamorphic lens, but it's not because it's a full frame. I'm gonna stop being nerdy. but they just hand holding a red just to get this shot. Okay.
People because it's the right thing to do. We could use a little bit
They go to
more
red
of
again.
that.
Superman was my original superhero, and it started in comics,
Frank
and I think it's
Grillo.
going to be a game changer.
Whoa, what's this? Yo, who's this? Is that Lex? Did we just get a peek at the Lex suit? What am I looking at? Who's more knowledgeable on Superman lore and wants to tell me what this is?
It's going to be a game changer.
This is the beginning of the future.
Shout out
They are
Mr.
launching
Terrific.
a new era right now.
It's the beginning of a whole new adventure and a whole new universe.
This voice is mad deep.
We're
Those
just
shots
getting
are so
started, and
trash.
We're already deep in the DC universe. In James Gunn we trust, and I think we can do it.
Okay. Woo! That was hard. I like that texture on the cape. X said, man, you have to watch the Peacemaker trailer now. I bet. Don't worry, we gonna get into it. So you telling me the Peacemaker trailer has something to do with the Superman stuff? Ooh, I like this cloth. Like, it doesn't... Look, it feels very earthy, right? I wouldn't be surprised if in this version of Superman, just like in the OG comics, the person who made Superman's costume is his Earth mother, Martha. And like, I'm looking at this cloth. I like the way it looks, but it feels like I could just buy this from the store. As opposed to when Zack Snyder did Superman. I don't mean to just start bringing up comparisons, but come on, let's be real. As opposed to when Zack Snyder did it, it felt like some real alien ancestry. You get what I'm saying? Like, it felt like a family heirloom. Like, it felt like Kryptonian. This feels, you know, made in Bangladesh. You hear what I'm saying? Apparently, it's the hammer of Borovara, who's Ultraman, the guy in the suit. Oh, hold on. I'm way over my head with this. Let's Google this. I don't know what you just said. Might as well have been another language, bro. Might as well. Hold on. Hammer of Borovara. Oh, look at that. All right, let me pull up what I just found. Shout out to Mans of Time. So apparently, I've never heard of this guy before in my life. So the Hammer of Borovara is a mechanized suit, a mechanized terrorist representing Borovara. Huh? And what's Borovara? Oh, so that's the country that Superman, that everybody asking him for help in. Why do y'all know this? Ain't got no bio, no personality, no abilities, no equipment, no relationships. Why does everybody know this already? Yo, bro don't got no backstory, no nothing. Obviously, we gotta watch the movie, right? But I'm thinking this is a character from the comics. Makes sense why I don't know who that is. Bro don't got no attributes. Bro is just a stock character. I don't know why this is cooking me right now. Yo, how you got no bio, bro? How you got no bio, bro? Bro don't got no personality. Like, quite literally, bro doesn't have a personality. People saying it's Lex. I agree. The first thing I think of is Lex. And like I said, the reason why I think it's Lex is because, like, we're not about to just see Lex's green and purple agents and him not pull up in the suit.
He does it.
And we know Lex is a hater. Lex is a hater. We know that. Boravia or Via. Which one? Because sometimes I say Via, sometimes I say Via. Boravia. I'm going to say Via. Shout out to Cyberpunk Monkey. He's a made-up character James Gunn made. All right, cool. You feel me? I know enough Superman characters. Like, I knew I wasn't tripping. I'm like, I ain't never heard of bro before. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that Peacemaker trailer, but yeah, we don't just get the agents.
James in his stories, he does.
You know what I'm saying?
With heart.
I'm trying to go to that scene where we see the agents.
Superman is a character who...
This stream is definitely gonna get taken down. I wish there was a way to like scroll through. There it is. There is a way, and I just did it. This right here.
James and his...
Oh my goodness. Like, we don't just get this and not get a Lex suit. Y'all see what I'm saying? Shout out TC. Shout out TC. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We got to cut, man. We got to cut. We got to cut. Quan and I are brothers now. We look similar now. You feel me? We talking about Superman bet. Yeah, bro. And you missed my theory, too. If anybody in the chat wants to fill TC in on what it was, Bo Ray Via. Okay, Bo Ray Via. Here we go. We got the pronunciation. How do we even know the pronunciation yet? Nah, that's a serious question, guys. How do we even know the pronunciation yet when we never heard it spoken yet? Y'all get what I'm saying? Is my question valid? But yeah, man, we about to get that Lex suit. Cause look at this arm. What is that? Is that a shield he's gonna... Yeah, bro, we're getting that Lex suit easy. But anywho, let's talk about the Peacemaker, because X said that it's about that time. X said that it's about that time. Apparently I said something about, like, you know, that has to tie in. So I'm kind of interested in seeing what that was. I'm trying to set my phone down because my phone's acting weird. I'm trying to set my phone down. Okay, cool. Let me see some. Where's the Peacemaker trailer? Here it is. I will say this before we move on. That behind the scenes, I was already going to watch the Superman movie, but it did get me a little bit more hyped. I know Isabella Merced isn't into dudes, but I have a little bit of a crush on Isabella Merced, so I'm actually looking forward to her playing Hawkgirl. I think she's a great actor. I think she was great in Alien Romulus, a very believable character. Manzo Time says, rumor/spoiler, Superman is frustrated by social media backlash with hashtag super shit. That sounds like some James Gunn shit. Being mentioned several times as really getting under his skin. Meanwhile, in Lex's interdimensional world, that kind of goes to my theory. What you mean, interdimensional world? Hundreds of mutant monkeys are shown typing furiously at keyboards, flooding social media with hate against Superman. What's this theory? Kaylex, Isabella so bad I could change her. Listen, you gonna have to fight me first, TC. You gonna have to go through me first. She's very gorgeous to me. You gonna have to go through me first, TC. I called it first, bro. You can have anybody else, TC. You can have anybody else, bro. I said it first, bro. But yeah, that does sound like some James Gunn stuff. The whole, you know, using social media. And it's like, that's a big plot line, right? For Superman, the newspapers constantly coming at him. He put the boxing gloves up. Shout out to TC. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Isabella Mercedes Hawkgirl, man. But I'm taking everything with a grain of salt, everything that we're hearing about the Superman stuff. We've even spoken about, like, a few months ago now when, you know, everybody had those rumors going around saying the movie's not that good. For me, I think the movie, the worst it's gonna be is mid. That's the worst the movie's gonna be. Other than that, I think Superman has a chance at being a really good movie, especially if they do what I theorized. And that's not just because I said it. I think it would just bring the fan bases together, to be honest with you. Some scoopers even said that theory was true and apparently people liked it. What I just said, or you talking about the rumor/spoilers you warned us of? right, let's get into the Peacemaker stuff though, man. Let's get into Peacemaker because my boy has been waiting patiently. Shout out to X. He has been waiting patiently. About to open this up right now.
They're gonna be doing backflips to get you to join.
Welcome,
Yo,
Peacemaker,
how did Peacemaker become so popular?
Either's fine.
There go James Gunn's
Can you tell us a
brother.
little about your skills?
Wait a minute. Whoa. Ain't James Gunn's brother, what's his name, Max Lord? The mutant monkey thing? That would be some James Gunn shit too. Hold on, what's bro's name? Maxwell Lord? Pedro Pascal? What are we doing? Hold on, I gotta take this back.
They're gonna be doing backflips to get you to join.
Welcome, Peacemaker, or do you prefer Chris?
Either's fine.
Can you tell us a little about your skills?
I'm
Whoa, wait. What in the world just happened? Okay, guys, I'm gonna let the trailer rock, but like, what in the world is wrong with me? I just now noticed that's Green Lantern sitting next to him. I'm gonna take it back one more time. So that is Maxwell Lord, and I just saw Green Lantern?
To get you to join.
I promise
Welcome,
I won't pause
Peacemaker,
anymore.
Or do you prefer
Until the
Chris?
end. I think that's Hawk Girl next to him. I see the hair.
Can you tell us a little about your skills?
Yeah, there goes
I'm
Isabella
considered the finest
Merced.
marksman in the world.
The mic is off.
Yeah. I am also proficient in hand-to-hand combat.
How many more of these do we have today?
Is that popcorn still here?
She's so funny.
popcorn.
My buzz is getting really big lately, so.
I have a variety of helmets.
This guy sucks.
Excuse me? Am I supposed to be able to hear
That's
you guys?
messed up.
Excuse me?
You were talking about your butt and stuff.
Huh?
And also, you said that I suck.
It is not
There go that
funny.
ring. He flexing the ring. Bro, we can see a ring, bro. We see the ring. Relax.
I get it. We saved the world.
I thought everyone finally treat us like heroes.
I don't need anybody else to just forge my own path.
You're living in the worst level of Grand Theft Auto.
There go his wife
The
again.
conclusion you suffer from a particularly severe form of toxic masculinity.
What?
Argus has been monitoring Peacemaker ever since Rick
So there
Flag
goes
Sr.
Argus.
was named director.
Does he know that?
Frank Grillo, okay. So we are going to see Amanda Waller.
Me, Peacemaker.
Mexicali, you scan for any anomalies throughout that house. Pony Boy, don't let him out of your sight. Titties, I want you to take the front door. Encino Man, you take the back door. Got it?
Yeah, but not the fucking names, dude. You can't just call us that.
Where do you think we are? Fucking Berkeley?
That's right around the corner.
We haven't always been great people. But we are the 11th Street Kids. No one will ever break us apart.
The 11th Street Kids? They're literally a gang, by the way. They literally are a gang.
You ready for the next adventure, pal?
Easily.
Who the fuck are you?
Yo, I really wish I dropped that video on the... Yo, we have interdimensional portals, bro. Y'all, please tell me my theory is not spot on right now. What they call themselves, 11th Street Kids? That's a gang. You named yourself... Come on. They're a gang. They're a gang. Y'all, please tell me that was an interdimensional portal? What is this, Monsters, Inc.? This is Monsters, Inc.! There's nothing on the other side! This is Monsters, Inc.! Mike Wazowski, this is Monsters, Inc.! What the fuck is going on? He just met another Peacemaker. Which means... TC says, can I please hear this theory, please? All right, y'all, let me recap the theory because I understand now why X told me to watch the Peacemaker trailer. Here's a quick recap. Henry Cavill is Ultraman. And I explained the reason why is because The Flash is what soft reboots. Thank you, Manza Time. Because the Flash only soft reboots the universe. It's not a hard reboot. And that's the reason why we're able to get Jason Momoa's Lobo for Supergirl. But at the same time, when you finish the Flash, who was the Batman by the end? George Clooney. And it was the same Flash. So that's a long story short, TLDR version of the theory. But chat could tell you if I did a much better job, earlier. But this kind of, you feel me, supports that claim. The Monsters Inc. theory. That's what I'm going to call it. Monsters Inc. theory. His costume's even a little different. What in the world? And this is what I think he's going to use to justify like the whole Batman stuff. TC don't want to hear it. TC about to be like, oh, he shouldn't be, da-da-da-da-da. You got to hear the whole theory, bro. I explain myself. I explain it. I explain it. I explain it. I am looking forward to Peacemaker, though. I do like that we're finally getting, like, things interwoven. You know what I mean? I feel like that's something we've been missing from DC, but, like, actually interwoven. And Green Lantern was trying so hard to flex his ring. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I noticed who you were because of that fucked up ass haircut. Look at this cut. Of course I knew who you were. These costumes still look like shit. But again, I think it is part of the story. But that would also mean, do you guys think Peacemaker is before or after Superman? Because if this is after Superman, these costumes don't change. Which means Hawkgirl is not going to get her traditional fit. Green Lantern's not going to get his traditional fit. So what do you guys think? Is this before or after? Now I would love it if he was. I just don't believe it'll happen. That's all. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it will. I'm saying if it does, the movie will get $2 billion. Easy, smooth, $2 billion. Because why else would you have a masked man? What V for Vendetta say? What V say in V for Vendetta? The paradox is simply why. No, y'all know the scene I'm talking about. And I used to be able to quote this easily, but this is when he first meets Evie, and he goes, Evie goes, "Who are you?" to a masked dude, and he goes, he's tripped up about the paradox of asking a masked man who he is. Who he is doesn't matter. What matters is his vision. Voila! Shit, I forgot the whole thing. If you guys watch V for Vendetta, you guys know what I'm talking about. But this the whole V speech. He goes, the volition, the violation, the... And goes... Ksh, ksh. All right, never mind. I'm off this. James Gunn said after, but that doesn't mean this scene is to, if that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Shout out to Archie. Hail Kaylex, bro. Hail Kaylex. Thanks for joining us, man. Shout out to Archie, man. So, look, I feel like I'm looking forward to Peacemaker. I think James Gunn does a good job with keeping stories contained while also interweaving things. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was the ultimate test of that, because you could see where Marvel put their hand in things and you could see where James Gunn was trying to go with things. But this is actually a perfect segue into talking about something I didn't have the chance to talk about last week. Did any of you guys, and I mean any of you, get the opportunity to watch Thunderbolts? Did any of you guys get the chance to watch Thunderbolts? I saw Thunderbolts last week, I think along with a lot of other people. And I got a lot of thoughts on Thunderbolts. I don't know where to start, but I've given this movie some time to marinate in my brain. You know what I mean? Side note, I was thinking about one of the beautiful things about movies, and one of the things that makes me want to watch even more movies as fast as possible, as much as possible, is the fact that maybe just art in general, but yeah, let's just make it an overall art thing. I think one of the most beautiful things that I think I realized over time, now that I am starting to gain a perception on time, like the older that I get, I can start to look at time. Like I could remember when I was 5, I could remember when I was 10. I remember when I was 13, 14, 17. Now I'm in my 20s, and it's like I could even look at like my early 20s, even at 19, and start to see things. I guess it's the whole thing of hindsight is 2020, right? But one thing that I realized about art, and mainly movies, because that's my preferred art form and that's what I love the most, is that it ages with us. You guys get what I'm saying? Like the movies grow its own limbs. Like it's like a bacteria and it just grows. And I'm not saying it in like a nasty way, but I mean it in a sense where I could remember the first time watching Fight Club and how influential on my life that movie was. And I could look back at Fight Club, remember how I was feeling around that time period, and still recall some of the messages of that movie till this day. It becomes its own thing. But back to Thunderbolts. I don't know why I just mentioned all that, but back to Thunderbolts. X says, yeah, man, it's beautifully done. I don't know why I said beautiful like that. It's beautifully done. I cried. Shout out to X. Bell said, so many tiny details in this film. I love it. Manza Time said, unfortunately thought it was just okay, but glad others liked it. And then TC says, future me has it on Disney Plus. Come on, TC. Let me tell y'all something about Thunderbolts. And this is about to be the most honest thing you guys are ever going to hear me say about Marvel. Thunderbolts is exactly why I am so aggravated with Marvel. Thunderbolts quite literally is the reason why I want to physically throw hands sometimes with Kevin Feige. Let me explain. Why can't you make a movie like Thunderbolts all of the time? Why do you have to keep giving us trash and then give us Thunderbolts, which was actually really freaking good? Bro, I was watching Thunderbolts, and for like the first quarter of the film, as I'm watching, I was like, all right, bro, can we get this over with? Like, I thought it was cool. The cinematography was fire. There was a lot of subtext in there, especially with the beginning and the shadows and all of that. But as I'm watching, I'm like, all right, bro, like, it's a Marvel movie. Like, why is this thing moving so slow? And then, you know how, like, when you playing video games and you lean back and you getting your ass whooped and you kind of lean forward and you like, hold on, let me lock in real quick. That's what happened to me with Thunderbolts, bro. I was leaning back because it's a Marvel film and I wasn't really expecting anything. In all honesty, I was like, it's just going to be another movie. I'm not going to hate it and I'm not going to love it. It's just going to be mid. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be mid. Man, when I finished getting through like that first quarter of the film, I was like, wait a minute. I am judging this film too early. Just because it's Marvel. They're actually doing character development. You guys know how shocked I was that Marvel was doing character development on a side piece movie. And you guys already know I didn't care for Thunderbolts coming out. I really didn't. It was not on my most anticipated list. I got evidence on camera of it. A lot of y'all even told me, yo, I should probably pay more attention to this film. Bro, I remembered the last time I counted a Marvel film out like that, and it's hands down my all-time favorite Marvel movie, is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I remember specifically not caring to watch the movie. And the only reason why I watched it is because Quan was like, hey, bro, you're going to have to watch this movie. I'm telling you, this is a good movie. I went with Saye, sat down, went to the theaters. This is before the AMC movie pack, all of that. This is teenage me with teenage bread. I watched that movie at least 3 times in theaters. I specifically remember one of my homegirls had a quinceañera. I skipped the quinceañera to watch The Winter Soldier. That movie, and I had already seen it the week before. That is hands down my favorite Marvel movie. Let me tell you what is probably going to come close second. I'm afraid to say this on stream. I'm afraid to say this on stream. But I'm not going to say it yet. Let's see what... So, where do I want to start with this? I genuinely like that Marvel, and I don't want to say Marvel. I like that I'm reading TC's comment. I like that Thunderbolts. I'm going to get to you, TC. I like that Thunderbolts took their time with the characters, and it's like... I wish we got that for Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. This is what I wish we kind of had for Sam Wilson as a character. Like, this is quite literally why I was upset with the most recent Captain America movie. Thunderbolts did exactly what I wanted for Captain America and Black Widow and the Hulk. Those main three characters. We establish a past life for Yelena, and she's dealing with something so deep. This entire team is dealing with loss. This is another thing. I don't know if you guys remember those Deadpool streams and those Deadpool videos, but like, this is what I wanted from Deadpool 3. And I know a lot of us are not going to see eye to eye on this. I did not like Deadpool 3. I think Deadpool 1 and 2 did a beautiful job on interpreting Deadpool as a character. And Disney just did Disney stuff for money's sake. And when you really think about Deadpool 3, why I get so frustrated is because the story could have been really deep. Just like how with the first two movies. Let's talk about the first movie, right? Like, the whole idea of, and I'm talking about Deadpool right now, not having that love and finally meeting someone that you have that connection with. And yeah, it is just a save the princess movie. But his reasoning as to why is the thing, right? And so we really get to learn more about Deadpool in his pursuit for Francis, aka Ajax, and saving his girlfriend. When you look at Deadpool 3, it shares those themes with the Void. Like, quite literally, those characters were in the Void, thrown away and forgotten about and seen as losers. And it's up to Deadpool and Wolverine to get this group together to help them get out of this void. What does that void represent? Like, let's look at the subtext, right? What does the void realistically represent for these characters? And Deadpool just constantly, with its lack of balance and just jokes and gimmicks, loses the point. I had that same issue with Thor, Love and Thunder. Another film with a really deep theme. The idea of cursing the gods and feeling like you've been abandoned. And then Natalie Portman's character dealing with like a quote unquote addiction, right? And it's like, all of that is overshadowed by screaming goats. Thunderbolts, on the other hand, I feel like it was very important for me to go down that tangent, for me to explain why Thunderbolts, to me, was a really good film. This was a film. Marvel made a film. We got to focus on characters. I'm not saying that it's perfect, but come on. Thunderbolts, the reason why they have that name is because of something that was pivotal to Yelena as a child. Pivotal. This movie made me tear up, bro. I had to put my hoodie on, bro. I teared up a little bit because I'm like, yo, no way Marvel really have me in my bag right now. I think Thunderbolts is such a good movie. I think it's a great movie. Let me read what some of y'all are saying, though. Unfortunately, I thought it was just okay, but I'm glad others liked it. Oh, no, we read some of that. You'd be happy to know that the director of Thunderbolts is in talks to direct the X-Men movie. Okay, I'm actually not mad at that. I'm actually really not mad at that, because that's another common trend on this channel. I'm constantly screaming from the top of my lungs, give me a good X-Men movie and take your freaking time with these characters. I could see it. If this guy's gonna do X-Men, I could see it. Now, here's where the cons come in. The only thing I would like for him to work on, let me talk about one more thing that I like before we do that. Subverting expectations. When you get to the third act of the film, you kind of expect it to be a beat 'em up, you know, blue beam in the sky, all of that. And we kind of get that, right? But it's an internal struggle. Ooh, I got a book for y'all. I got a book for y'all. I got it right here. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all wait right here. I got the book right behind me. Why do I even have this book on me? But it's perfect. It's perfect. Wait. Y'all wait for me. Please wait. Wait. Y'all wait for me. Hold on. I got the book right here. Another reason why I love this movie so much is because it's actually really freaking deep, and it's something that doesn't get talked about enough. I got the book, y'all. It's in my hand right now. And let me tell you something. One of the biggest reasons why I am very blown away by this film. Hold on, man. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to you. One of the reasons why I was so blown away by this film is that it actually stuck with the themes. It didn't shy away from it. It was hard hitting. It tackled things that I don't think I've ever seen a Marvel movie do, even if it was for 15 seconds. But the whole entire thing of friendship and the only way getting out of something is by going through it, quite literally going through it, was beautiful. And it reminded me of a psychoanalyst named Carl Jung. And he has this book right here, Carl Jung, The Undiscovered Self. Some of y'all know, whenever I have time, sometimes I do like to sit down and I try to read things that I know damn well is way over my head, and that's going to be really hard for me to understand. But I really like this book, The Undiscovered Self by Carl Jung. It's very short. This is 2 books in one. One of them is The Undiscovered Self, and then the other half is The Significance of Dreams, / the interpretations and symbols of them. Personally, I really like this stuff because, as a writer, it helps me come up with ideas. I really like to understand myself and others a little bit more. So I do like to read a little bit of psychology, a little bit of psychoanalysis. That's why The Penguin was such an interesting show to me. And that's why I made the video based on the Penguin's personality, because it's what I'm into. I read this stuff. I try to study this stuff, even though I don't have a degree in it. I still try to study this stuff. And one of the biggest that you could see, it's it's fully marked up. Oh, it's too bright. It's too bright. Hold on. Let me take the ISO down a little bit. This whole entire stream could just fall apart. I'll take the ISO down. You could see the book is fully marked up. And it's I do try to take notes and all that stuff, but one of the biggest reasons why I like this book, and I noticed Star Wars does this a lot, George Lucas loves Ewing because of the archetypes that he created. There's different archetypes of human beings, and when you're watching movies, they usually distill those archetypes. A lot of times in writing, if it's a bad writer, they'll just go for stereotypes, and that's I think the only time you use stereotypes and it actually worked was Rush Hour. And it's because everyone's kind of making fun of each other. You get what I'm saying? But archetypes would be something like the overbearing mother, right? And that's God of War. I'm specifically talking about Freya, and how Baldur is the son that's just looking to rebel. This man is pissed at life because his mother gave him this gift, and now he literally can't feel anything. She did this so that he doesn't feel pain, but now he can't even feel pleasure. So there's a duality in that. That's kind of sort of what an archetype is. When you look at Vader, that's an evil archetype, right? And George Lucas was very big on that. But anyway, I say all that because his whole entire idea was a man, you could just say a person. A person can't be whole unless they are forced to look at the worst parts of themselves. And that's what that title, The Undiscovered Self, means. I know they quote Rousseau, who's also a philosopher, in the film, so I know like they actually meant what they were talking about. The film definitely focused on existentialism, meaning like, where is my place in life and all of that. And the way they answer that is through going through the self. So what is the undiscovered self, and how does this relate to Thunderbolts? And why I love this movie so much? Quite literally, the main antagonist of the film is a shadow of himself. He is a void. And Carl Ewing specifically refers to this undiscovered self as the shadow. Would you believe it? Hold on. I don't know if I could find a specific spot. Maybe I could just go to the, I'm not going to do all that on stream because that'll take too long. Unless you guys want to do a read-along stream, we could read the whole book together. But he's literally a shadow of himself. And what ends up happening is that he needs to fully go through that shadow to become one person. Bob. Right? And the way that the movie visualizes that hit me so hard, because I don't think I've ever seen something like that in a Marvel movie. Like, for those of you guys that have never seen the movie, without spoilers, I would say the third act reminded me of the subatomic scene from Ant-Man 1, but with some substance. And I just love Thunderbolts. I teared up a little bit. I was genuinely shocked that there was some character development in there. I thought the acting was phenomenal. I really like Yelena as a character. It's so funny watching Yelena's character because she doubts herself, and she doubts herself being this like ray of sunshine. But when you're watching the movie, she's grounding everything together. I really like John Walker's character. He's very redeemable as a character. He goes through that, what's the Avatar character? Let's say like A-Train. Like, I really didn't like him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, even though I understood why he acted the way he acted, but he just seems so arrogant and pompous. But like, when you really watch the movie, you kind of started to feel bad for him, because it's like, really what sent him down that spiral was the fact that his man died. Bro, he lost his best friend that he trained with. And that's the reason why John Walker was moving the way he was moving. If you really think about it, where's John Walker at? So it's like, he's a character that I didn't realize that I would like. I still don't think he needs to be, I still don't think he should be Captain America. Zuko, thank you. He goes through like a Zuko arc a little bit to me. Like, I really like how all of these characters are going through the same thing, and they're all using each other as a support system, because that's what life's about. I'm trying to figure that out still. But I mean, I feel like the movie does a good job of visualizing it. You know what I'm saying? TC said he did nothing wrong. Listen, if you want to look at it from like a personal man-to-man thing, I don't think he did anything wrong either. I'm keeping the G's with you. I don't think he did anything wrong. If you're going to use the mantle, Captain America, you did everything wrong. We gotta differentiate what we're talking about here. Cause like, I get it. That's like one of the most deepest stories that you could tell. Revenge. Like, you killed my man, I'm gonna go after you. That's literally the whole entire point of also Kill Bill, or think of like the most ancient book you could probably think of. The Iliad. You get what I'm saying? Like, all of these things follow that archetype or follow that trope. And I think John Walker just falls into that. So, yeah, I think that Marvel outdid themselves, and this is exactly why I'm so frustrated with Marvel, because I'm like, bro, why can't you just give us more of this? This is all we ask for, or at least this is all I ask for. So for that reason, I also feel like because this movie was a little bit slower, and because it did actually play out like a film, and this is not even in a condescending way, I feel like a lot of general audience wouldn't like this movie because it's not super Marvel-fied. Like, Marvel does have a way at making their movies. And my biggest frustrations with them is, well, if so many eyeballs are on you, don't continue to degrade film, enhance it. Like, tell these stories that we're craving in these big blockbuster movies. You could do it. And that's exactly why I really like Sinners, because that's an example that you could tell a deep story and maybe even not even really be as deep as you want it to be. It could be at multiple different levels and people could enjoy it. You know what I mean? So that's my rant on Thunderbolts. I'm seeing right now Thunderbolts is sitting at a smooth 7.7 out of 10. I think that's a cool score. That's a calm score. Personally, I think I kind of shy away from giving movie scores. I'm just being honest with you. I also think it's a cop-out to give a movie a 7, because we could pretty much give every movie a 7 that has come out since the 2000s. Like, our movies have been getting better. Like, they have been getting better. So, yeah. And if you guys don't think so, like, watch a lot of those experimental French New Wave stuff and all of that. Like, movies, there was a point in time where movies just got boring as hell until after that New Wave. So I'm standing firm on the idea that, yeah, I think our movies are getting better just from a quality standpoint also. And it's just too easy to give a movie a 7. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, is Isabella Merced a beautiful woman? Yes, that's too easy. Like, let's get into, like, let's talk about some nitty gritty stuff here. Like, what are we talking about? I personally, if I was going to give this movie a score, and I usually do not give movie scores, I don't know if you guys noticed that on this channel, I would give this movie a solid 8.5 out of 10. I really like this movie. My biggest thing, now here's the only con that I had, I would like for this director to focus on learning how to do action a little bit more kinetic. I think the action was great in this movie. Another thing I was very surprised about is the fact that I was able to follow what was going on. But if this director is going to do X-Men, bro, I want him to, you know, be just a little bit more kinetic. That's all. That's it. That's it. So let's see what we got over here in chat. So, avoiding spoiling the movies, but that part with the little girl shocked me and made me realize how real it was about to get. And I love that energy shift by that scene. Yo, you're right. That also set the tone, Bell. That set the tone for sure. TC said, my X-Men hype might fade if that happens. If he becomes the director, oh, you're bugging. Yeah, I was talking about Zuko, Man's of Time. Man's of Time also said Fantastic Four, based on the last trailer visually, will be next W. So the Fantastic Four is a movie I am also going to go into. I'm excited about the Fantastic Four because we haven't seen the Fantastic Four in a little while. And I've been saying this, I want to say for like 2 years now on the channel. Like, really, it's up to the Fantastic Four and the X-Men to really hold down Marvel right now. And I really feel like if Marvel was smart, they would put a lot of their eggs in that basket, really develop those two properties, those two IPs. I feel like that's really one of the only ways to go, because like we already did the big Thanos thing, man. Give us the character studies that these characters are. I am looking forward to Fantastic Four, though. I genuinely am. That's on my most anticipated list, top 10. Man's of Time also said, Superman, on the other hand, I don't know about the visuals. TC replied with, what visuals off Superman and Silver Surfer looked mid to me. I think the only reason to me why Silver Surfer looked mid was because, again, I don't think those visual effects are done. Bro, I'm hearing they still reshooting, bro. And you know Mr. Fantastic's visual effects are going to be a little iffy too, bro. Like, we got to be honest here. And also just the fact that that type of material in CG is hit or miss. Because in real life, we know subconsciously what that's supposed to look like when you see a chrome ball. And like, we're looking at the Silver Surfer and it's just not hitting right in the brain. So I think them visual effects artists just need time. It does seem like this is going to be an alternate dimension. Marvel's going to be leaning heavy into that with the Fantastic Four, it seems. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. You know, it is what it is. I'm going to watch the movie. I'm not going to expect anything from them. I'm just going to vibe. And that's what I was trying to do with Thunderbolts, and I was genuinely surprised. So I'm going to just vibe. Guys, I'm trying to decide. See, I haven't spoke about The Last of Us, though. Last time The Last of Us was on air, Quan and I did a video for every single episode that dropped of The Last of Us. We say for every Marvel movie or TV trailer, the CG ain't done. Then we get to the movie and nothing has changed. Yeah, that we know. We know Marvel don't be doing shit. We know. Bro, it's just what we expect at this point. Like, the CG's not done, and I don't expect it to be done by the time Fantastic Four drops. So therefore, Silver Surfer is going to look mid, and she's going to stay mid. It is what it is. It is what it is at this point, bro. Man, I lost so much energy from Marvel. I am just very proud of their Thunderbolts. That's it. I want to talk about the Batman Part 2, though. But I also want to talk about The Last of Us Part 2. So I think we kind of got to flip a coin here. Heads, we talk about The Last of Us first. Tails, we talk about the Batman Part 2. Either way, these are the last two things I did want to talk about. And I think we'd be pretty much caught up on stream tonight. Let's do a heads or tails. Computer, set volume to 10. All right. Can you guys hear her? We're going to flip a coin. You ready? Heads is The Last of Us. Tails is Batman Part 2. We're going to do best of 3. First to 2 wins. Before we do that, Mans of Time says, the main complaint about Superman is the visuals. I may not have a problem with it, to be fair, but I won't lie and say that it'll be the best visually looking movie of the year, and that's a shame. Yeah, I think, look, again, I'm looking forward to what James Gunn has in store because this is a big blockbuster movie and he is experimenting with the cinematography here. My biggest thing is that it is the same cinematographer as The Flash. I didn't really like the way The Flash looked. Just keeping it G's. So we'll see what happens with that. I could second what you're saying. All right, let's flip this coin. Computer, heads or tails?
Okay. You got tails.
Okay. 1 for Batman. You doing any call-ins tonight? No worries if not. F it. Let's do some call-ins. We ain't do that in a little while. Once we're done with these last 2 topics, let's talk about it. If you guys want to call in on the show, go ahead, join our Discord. I'm going to open up the stage after we talk about that, the last 2 topics. And we could just chill out before we end the stream. Sound good? Sound good. Let's do that next flip. Right now, it's looking like we're talking about the Batman. Recap. Heads is The Last of Us. Tails is the Batman. Computer, flip a coin, please.
Okay. Tails.
All right, so we got tails 2 times in a row, which means that we're about to talk about this Batman situation, bro. Guys, I've been telling y'all, we've dropped so many videos. I'm going to start this off by saying, first off, if you guys are new here, thanks for watching. Leave a like, please. That would be great. Much appreciated. You feel me? It helps support the stream. Helps us get pushed out. All right, that's besides the point. The Batman Part 2 is not happening, bro. And, yo, look, Quan and I have been saying this so many times, and I could tell you why I personally don't think it's going to happen. First off, I saw an article today that kind of pissed me off a little bit, but we're going to get there. The Batman Part 2 is not happening because we're already going to get a Batman in the James Gunn universe. And I'll tell you what's happening. James Gunn is already, quote unquote, the bad guy to a lot of people because Henry Cavill was a lot of people's Superman, including me. And then he just decides to not rehire Henry Cavill and start fresh with David Corenswet. That's fine. We're over it. We're moving past it. It is what it is. Business is business. But if James Gunn also comes out and says, hey, yo, we're canceling the Batman Part 2, you know how many people are going to be pissed? You know how many people that don't even care for superheroes love the Batman? I'm talking about Matt Reeves' Batman. So what I think is happening is James Gunn is playing a game of politics here. And he doesn't want to look like the evil dictator, right? And so what's happening is he's just letting the Batman Part 2 die out. Because I remember we made a video, and in that video it was talking about the Batman Part 2 is delayed because it can't find studios to film at, and they're still blaming the writer's strike. And it's like, what do you literally mean there's no studios to film at when James Gunn finished filming Superman within like 3 months? Like really, what are we talking about here? Green Lantern is in production. Peacemaker finished production right after Superman. What else? Yo, guys, we have a whole list of DC movies that is already dropping. The Batman Part 2 was not on any of those lists. How many? Clayface got announced and is currently being written. Clayface got announced and is currently... Clayface, a Batman villain, got announced and is currently getting a movie. The Penguin got his own TV show. 8 episodes, each an hour long. That's a total of 8 hours. And they found a studio to film in, and that was a solid story. You're telling me the Batman can't do that? X said the Blade treatment. I agree. You're telling me we can't find a studio or writers to make the Batman Part 2? The Batman Part 2 came out in 2022. It is now 2025. Wrap it up. It's okay. I'm one of those people where I say, it's okay to have standalone movies. I am not mad if Matt Reeves gave us his version of Gotham and then all we get going forward are spin-offs of like Catwoman, the Penguin, and whoever else was in that universe. I'm not mad at that. I am okay with a standalone Batman movie. Mans at Time says, isn't Matt Reeves going through something personal? He even hinted at it during the Grammy Awards. If that's true, would you say it's fair to blame Gunn? If that's true, I won't blame Gunn. But either way, Gunn doesn't look like the bad guy. That's my point. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm simply trying to say. If we get information, obviously we want to be sensitive to people's own personal issues, because like we really don't know this guy. We don't know what he got going on. At the end of the day, your health, your family, whatever's going on, that's more important than, you know, dropping this film so that we could watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and your family come first. So that's not what I'm getting at. But at the end of the day, all I'm trying to say is James Gunn, and I've been saying this from the start, James Gunn just doesn't want to look like the bad guy any further. Nor do I think he cares if he looks like the bad guy. I've watched a lot of his interviews. James Gunn seems like a really dope dude, but he also seems like the type of dude where it's like, okay, you don't like me, it is what it is. I don't care. TC says, I don't think that James Gunn's fault if the rumors go as far back as the strikes. He would have loved if the Batman 2 came out last year or this year, so he could do with Brave and the Bold. But that's my thing, right? It's like, we don't know what's going on. So I'm in my brain right now, I'm not going off of Matt Reeves' health or whatever he's going on with personal, because we really don't know. I'm going off of official articles that came out and were blaming it, still on strikes, still on studios, still not having been able to write anything, no ideas, no treatments, no nothing, bro. Nothing. We're at the Penguin premiere and we're talking to Matt Reeves. We're talking to all these characters, all these people, and nobody has an answer for us. That's what I'm referring to. And so I saw an article today. It popped up on my phone. And I screenshotted it so I could send it to Quan because we're like always talking about this. But I was like, yo, let me talk about this on stream. And this comes from BatmanNews.com. And like, I've never used them as a source before. But I find it very interesting because by the time Superman comes out, I want you guys to think about this for a second. We could have multiple different universes. That's fine. I don't think that's an issue. And I think we could keep track of who's who and what's going on. But for James Gunn to have his own Brave and the Bold and then Matt Reeves to have his own universe, I think we really need to have a strong divide. Plus, we already know Warner Brothers does not play about Batman, bro. Like, I think we learned this together on stream. There's a lot of red tape when it comes to even having Batman in TV shows. So let's just go there. But besides the point, Matt Reeves reportedly exits as director of Batman Part 2. This is what the article reads. A new report suggests that Matt Reeves may be stepping down as the director of the Batman Part 2, but will remain on as a scriptwriter. No problems with that. Hold on, I got hiccups. Let me drink some water. Y'all know I got my big gallon out. TC says, those articles are lies from the studio because they can't give the real reason, especially if it's personal. It's like sports post-game interviews where they give you, the BS and not how they really feel. Look, hold on. We're going to address that. Hold on. Let me drink some water before we get into this, yo. So yeah, right now I'm just compartmentalizing my brain. If that's the case, then yes, sure. But I think specifically what you're referring to is the rumor that was low-key started by, I want to say it was Grace Randolph. And that was about like last month or a week and a half ago. And she said something that she had no business saying. So I'm not even going to repeat it because I don't know, bro. And I think stuff like that is very disrespectful, just airing people's stuff out like that. So whatever, I'm reading whatever they put out. But yes, we are on a similar page. I understand what you're talking about. But this is what the articles are saying, and I'm directly addressing these articles. If something were going to come out, I'm going to wait for Matt Reeves to tell us. That's it. When Matt Reeves says it, I'm going to change my stance on it and all of that. But as of right now, I'm going to pretend as if I never heard of anything that Shorty had said because she had no business putting that out, and that's personal information, and that's messed up. I really feel like that's messed up. The article goes on to say, we can't stress how much caution you should use with this report. If it had come from somewhere other than Production Weekly, a trade publication that offers status updates on films, we more likely would have never even discussed it. With that caveat in mind, the latest issue in the trade publication states that Matt Reeves is still on board with the Batman Part 2 as a scriptwriter, but has no longer listed as a director. It also states that the filming is now set to commence in March of 2026, as opposed to by the end of this year, as many reports have suggested. And y'all, what I'm trying to say is, it's okay to wrap it up, bro. It's okay to wrap. Yo, personally, I'm not gonna be mad, bro. It's okay to wrap it up, bro. No official comment has been made by Warner Brothers Pictures or DC Studios at this time. As we said, take it with a grain of salt with this report for the time being. It could have been a clerical error by Production Weekly, or perhaps Reeves truly has stepped down as a director. We will update the story should any new information be released. The Batman hit theaters in March of 2022. and went on to earn basically just under $1 billion. The franchise received so yeah. Personally, reasons were already being said before Grace. Where she crossed the line was saying health reasons, and Chad, yeah, I know, bro. I know. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the whole Batman Part 2, bro. Personally, I'm gonna just die on the hill of, just like Blade at this point, yo, just cancel it, bro. Just cancel it, bro. Just cancel the Batman Part 2, bro. And it's okay. If anything, give it a TV universe. The film kicked off a TV universe. It gives us some good HBO Max content. You know what I'm saying? The writers are capable. Matt Reeves is a good writer. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's where I stand. And then lastly, what I wanted to talk about was The Last of Us. I don't think I'm going to spend too much time on The Last of Us, but after I finish talking about The Last of Us, I'm going to open up our Discord and we could talk live together. Let me see. Ice. All right, so after this segment, if you guys want, go ahead, join the Discord. I'm going to open up those lines. I'm going to create a voice chat. It's labeled live stream, so go ahead and join. We could chop it up together. And yeah, so The Last of Us. Got a lot of thoughts. So, I have not played The Last of Us Part 2. I want to actually wait till I finish the show to play The Last of Us Part 2. As I said in the beginning of the stream, I played The Last of Us Part 1 early, like a long time ago. And I really like that game. And so for that reason, I think I would enjoy The Last of Us Part 2, the game. I remember when The Last of Us Part 2 dropped, and the only thing that I really remembered from it was some kid got knocked into like a garage door. That's like one of the only things I remember from that game, like seeing footage. I really like Season 2 so far. But there's a but. I really like Season 2 so far. And if you look at it, I know that there were a lot of review bombers that came on here. But if you look at it on IMDb, Episode 1 is 7.4. Episode 2 is 9.3 out of 10. Episode 3, Season 2, is 7.1. And Episode 4 is 6.7 out of 10. I got a lot to say. So I guess for now, we could do like a brief, quick episode by episode thing. I almost skipped The Last of Us this year. The Last of Us Season 2. For no reason at all besides the fact that like I've gotten like super busy. I didn't know that was The Last of Us. My boy got KO'd. Yeah, you remember that clip? I don't know the context, but I just remember somebody was walking around with a bow and arrow. Some little kid got knocked into a garage gate. Let me see if I can find the clip. Hopefully it doesn't spoil anything. Yeah. I found it. I'm just like typing. I just forgot for like 2.5 seconds I am on stream.
Okay, fine.
So I don't know what this is. So I'm going to fast forward because I feel like I'm about to enter spoiler territory. But this is what I remember. Damn! That's what I remember. Just getting punched straight into the garage with grown man strength. That's what I remembered. But anyways, yo, he had no reason to punch that little boy like that. Anywho, I really like The Last of Us as a show. I kind of briefly spoke about The Last of Us the last time we streamed. So actually, I don't think I need to talk about episodes 1 and 2. Let's talk about episodes 2 and 4. 3 and 4. Oh no, actually no, we do talk about episode 2. Episode 2 was insane. I love that pacing. Listen, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I heard those rumors of what was gonna happen, and I'm not gonna say it on stream, But for those of you guys that know, I heard rumors. I didn't think the show was going to go through with it. The show went through with it, and my heart sank. And I was like, wow, this is a good show. Wow, this is a good show. I love the acting in this. And I keep saying that. I think Bella Ramsey does a really good job. I personally do feel like it's really effed up that people are still hung up on the fact that they don't find her attractive. I'm like, at a certain point, we do got to get over a lot of that, because it's like, Shorty is doing a good job. But I will address something about her character that I don't like that went down in episode 4, because it's like, let's be fucking for real right now. But don't worry, we're going to get there. But I really like Ellie as a character, even though she's very stubborn. I think that's a sign of good writing. When I could truly distaste or have disdain for a character. Like Gabby from Attack on Titan. I can't stand her character. But yes, I know she's just meant to be a mirror to how Aaron was acting. Isabella Merced keeps popping up on the stream. I think she's doing a phenomenal job. One of the things that I really loved about her performance in the show, even still till this day, like what's going on, is that she's naturally very flirtatious. And it's like, as an actor, the way she lets that flow out. Again, last time on stream, I spoke about how I love the subtleties in acting. I don't care for all the over-the-top yelling, crying, screaming, all of that. I think the beauty of acting is when you could really just tap into those human emotions and not even have to say much. And so when you're watching Ellie and, damn, I don't even remember Merced's character's name. When you're watching those two characters on stream, where's my brain at right now? It's getting late, y'all. Stream's at the end. It's getting late. When y'all watching those two characters on screen, it feels like they're actually friends in real life. There's like a playfulness there, but it also feels like, damn, what's her name, bro? I'm not about to just keep saying Merced's character. Like, that's the last thing we about to do. Hold on. Dina. Jeez, why did I forget her name? One thing I really like about Ellie and Dina's relationship is that they have each other's back. And it's very playful. It's very flirtatious. But a lot is communicated without having to say anything. And I think a lot of that gets ruined in episode 4. And Manza Time ends up saying something that I think I might have to second, because I haven't played the game yet. But something takes place in episode 4 where I had to text Quan, because Quan played that game, and Quan apparently, he said he loves that game. Excuse me. And there's a story choice that I really didn't like. And so, sorry guys, I'm about to do a spoiler, but it's very important. It's going to be a semi-spoiler. No, it has to be a spoiler, because like there's no other way for me to talk about it. So I'm going to give you guys a warning right now. Leave the stream and give it about 5 minutes, because I'm about to go off on a rant on something that happened in season 2, episode 4. Manza Time says, as a fan of the game, Dina, Isabella Merced's character, is way better in the games. Okay, I think I might be able to second that. And let me tell you why. And I think mainly I feel that way about Ellie. In season 2, episode 4, we find out that Ellie and Dina are literally about to slide for Joel. That's pretty much what's about to happen. And what I love about those characters is that they're way in over their heads. And I love the way the show does it. They move to like this big city now. And there's there's a shot at the end of episode 3, I believe it was, where it just shows a shot of a military unit. And it's like, oh snap, like what are these two little girls about to do, bro? Like, if we're really being honest, what are these little girls about to do against all of these dudes? It becomes a David and Goliath story. Cool. When we get to episode 4, bro, they're in Seattle and that's all good. Everything's cool with that. But they finish running away. And on their way there, I kind of projected it because Dina keeps vomiting. and all of that. And she says something along the lines like, I have to go pee. So in my mind, and she's at a pharmacy, so in my mind, I'm already like, all right, shorty pregnant. Because it's like, that's what movies do. They just gonna have the shorty vomit a lot and all of that. Dina tells Ellie that she's pregnant. I told y'all spoilers. Dina tells Ellie that she's pregnant, and I'm really vibing with the show up until this point, and let me tell you why. I don't care for realism in my TV shows and movies, and I think a lot of people that are like, oh, that's not realistic, are BSing themselves and are miserable human beings. But let me tell you something about this right here. I couldn't help but insert myself into this situation. Let's make this interactive. Everybody in chat right now, and you do not have to type the person's name in. You don't have to type the person's name in. This is what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes. Let's all close our eyes together. All right? I want you to think about a shorty you've been crushing on since you were, let's say, 13, 14, since you were a kid. Close your eyes. Visualize that woman in your head right now, please. Do you have her in your brain? I have her in my mind. I ain't even gonna hold you. I got a shorty in my brain right now, right? I want y'all to do the same. Now, let's imagine you fast forward a little bit. Fast forward. We are now in 2025, and you guys are really close with each other. But now things are starting to move a little bit, and she just got out of a relationship. How do I want to put this? On the same day that y'all realize y'all have feelings for each other, she tells you that she's pregnant. How do you react to that? The kid is not yours. She was in a previous relationship. How do you react to that? Please tell me. I'll tell you how I react. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you how I react. Not the way Ellie reacted. Ellie hears that news and immediately goes, I'm gonna be a dad. That's cool if you were joking because you were nervous. But that wasn't the case. And that's why I had to text Quan, because Quan explained to me what I would actually do in real life and what I think a character would actually do in the context of what we're watching. And that is, think on it for a little bit. My immediate thought is not going to be, before the pops even find out, hey, yo, I'm about to take care of this kid. Nope, I'm not taking care of that kid. That's not my kid. Kaylex ain't the father that stepped up. That's not my kid. But look, I would have to think about it though. But look, she's already pregnant. That's something you really got to think about. And this is a shorty that you've been crushing on for so long. And y'all finally hit it off. And as soon as y'all hit it off, she hit you with that news because she just found out. And so all I'm simply trying to say is like, I don't like how fast that relationship was moving, bro. Yo, they just went from best friends to relationship instantly. There was no conversations before that, no processing, no healing, no here's how we're going forward, just straight up, I'm the daddy. What? I'd be supportive of the situation, but would be weird at first. I second that, man's a time. That's exactly why me personally, I feel like, yo, I would have to go for a walk. I got to think about it. I got to da-da-da-da-da. And Quan told me, so the difference between the TV show and the game is that they use that opportunity to explore Seattle a little bit. See, that's a more realistic approach. And when I say realistic, I don't mean it in like, oh, that's not whatever, but I mean it in a sense where it's like, damn, bro, I don't care if you're lesbian. I don't care if you're straight. Bro, a relationship is a relationship. You gotta think about something like that. And it made me think about how that's one of the biggest reasons why I couldn't get into the show Friends, because it really pissed me off. The very first episode was Ross. I literally only watched one full episode of Friends in my life. And that's because I tried to listen to the hype and I stopped watching after that episode. Ross ends up getting dumped by his girl. Basically exactly what happens in The Last of Us. Ross ends up getting dumped by his girlfriend. His girlfriend takes his kid, and the shorty that the girl is with is talking about, oh, I'm about to be the dad. And it's like, damn, could I process? Like, now I'm thinking about the dad's point of view, right? The biological father's point of view. The dude don't even know he got a kid yet, and Ellie already ready to step up. The dude doesn't even know he has a kid on the way, and Ellie's already ready to step up. You know how selfish that is? So, yeah, honestly, The Last of Us is a really good show, and I'm really rocking with it. I just think that one little thing was mad clunky. But I love that dynamic between how, like, the one guy that was, like, disrespecting them is also the one that supported them on their journey to leave Jacksonville. I ended up doing the math, too. I found Jacksonville on a map. And I was trying to see how long it would take on horseback to get to Seattle. And it's actually pretty possible to do. So, look, I'm about to open up the lines. I am definitely loving The Last of Us right now. It's a really good show. I recommend it. I did do light spoilers there, but I recommend the show. I'm about to open up the lines real quick. TC said, in real life, I would have been out, but from their perspective, I'd be heated, then get over it after a little bit in the world of the show. That's what I'm saying. Like, in that context, I'm going to be honest with you, too, especially in that context, I feel like the whole town is going to see that kid. That's going to sound crazy. But the whole town is going to see that kid as their own, right? Because it's quite literally a village. And that, like, leans into the whole saying of it takes a village. You get what I'm saying? But, like, I just need Ellie to back up because they moving mad fast, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. Slow down, bro. Slow the F down. Let's open up these lines. If you guys want to join, go ahead, join the Discord. I will second to that also. Add that based on the context of the world, Ellie is the only person who is immune. That's crazy. That scene acted like it was nothing, which bothered me. Yeah, I think that is the most clunky scene of all of the Last of Us TV show. Like, all of it. Quite literally all of it. I think that was very clunky. And that's fine. Not every episode is going to be a hit. Let's see. Live stream. You guys know that music. That means we about to get active. Live stream. 5/9/25. All right, we just started the stage. There we go. Shout out to TC. TC's already here, ready to go. Let's bring TC up. Hold on. Let's bring TC up. I forgot how to do this, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. We ain't streaming so long. How do I even bring TC up anymore, man? TC, is there anything you could do on your end that could Mans is on board too. TC was here for okay, so he raised it. How do I bring him up? Oh, there we go. All right, accept the invitation, TC. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yo, what's going on, TC? It's been a little while, man.
Bro, struggling with the what's it called? The invite? That's hilarious. I'm dead.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, what is going on? What am I even doing anymore? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
I'm chilling. You feel me? We just try to keep everything together. You get me? Like, we good.
Yeah, I'm glad I was finally able to catch it live tonight. I missed it last week, so I was like, yeah, next time this man's on, I'm definitely getting on there.
Good looks, bro. Good looks. Yeah, we had no live stream last week, bro. As soon as I got home, I went
2 weeks ago
to
then?
bed. 2 weeks ago. Yep.
Okay.
2 weeks ago. So, how you feel, man? Well, talk to me about this stream, Thunderbolts, all of it. How you feeling, man?
Well, I missed the beginning, so I popped in right when you was talking about like the end of Superman and Peacemaker and then Thunderbolts. I still gotta see Thunderbolts. I gotta say, but I don't know. Like, I don't think it's gonna be bad or nothing, but I still feel like just people just hyping it up like crazy. So that's just something I'm gonna have to confirm for myself.
But you ain't seen it yet,
Nah.
and you feel like people are hyping it.
Yeah, like as far as like the reviews go, yeah. Because
But
there's other like people like, I follow and like they say like yeah, it's not the best thing. Like people say it's the best thing Marvel's ever done. Like I have a question for you.
uh-huh.
Out of like Phase 4 and 5, where would you rank it? Like is it in top three? Or just for
Oh,
movies, you ain't gotta do TV shows.
out of this phase.
Nah, this phase and the last one. So basically, because
I'm gonna be honest with you.
people say since Endgame, people keep saying since Endgame and all that shit.
Yeah, I might second that. I'm gonna be honest with you. What other movies would you put up there like that? That you'll put top 3? Shang-Chi. I'm talking about movies. Shang-Chi. This.
Yeah.
And what else?
So Guardians is nothing.
All right. So we got Shang-Chi, Guardians, and this. What else? What other
Neither
movies?
Neither the Spider-Man movies are over this.
Come on, bro. You know how I feel about them Spider-Man movies. That's not Spider-Man, bro. Come on, let's be honest.
I haven't seen this movie.
We're gonna be honest.
All right. Well, that may be your opinion, but do you think for the general audience, people who are saying best thing since Endgame, did they say Spider-Man was trash like we do, or do they all love it?
I mean, they love it, but that's my point, right? I also did the caveat of saying like I don't see, and I tried to make sure I said not to be condescending or pretentious either. Like I don't see the general population liking Thunderbolts, like the general Marvel watcher. But if you're someone that enjoys films, like someone that enjoys movies, there's something here for you. There's like a theme there. There's something deep there, and something you could really walk away with. And you can't really say that about a lot of these Marvel movies. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying from an actual movie standpoint, I'm gonna give it to James Gunn's Guardians 3, Shang-Chi, and Thunderbolts. I really don't know of any other one.
I mean, and I can respect that because that's actually saying something. I'm just more so going for like the hype that people are giving it. I just don't know, like.
But at that point, I kind of wish you watched it when it came out. That's one of the biggest reasons why I try to go opening days, so that I don't have to pay attention to like what other people are saying and all that.
Yeah, but you know how Marvel doesn't do, well, at least not all the time, but for this one, they did screenings like 2 weeks beforehand. Like it was already on the internet all beforehand.
How we feeling about Black Panther? WF Wakanda Forever. I think that's one of Ryan Coogler's weakest films. I would not put that as the top 3 most recent Marvel phase movies. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that movie kind of just happened to happen, and we obviously lost Chadwick Boseman, so that's like the beauty of that is we got to get that goodbye, right? But I don't think it's top 3 MCU phase, whatever phases we were in last 2.
4 and 5.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I think it was phase 4.
Yeah, so that's personally how I feel. So I would recommend, man, watch Thunderbolts. Like that's why me personally, I try not to listen to reviews. Like I haven't listened to anybody else's thoughts on it. So a lot of this is kind of shocking. Seeing like this is my first time seeing that it's at a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb since the movie came out. And I'm genuinely not surprised. I personally give it more. Personally, I think it's a really good film. The question is, would I watch it again? And the answer is maybe.
I used to go in and just judge the movie for the movie, but Marvel lost that faith with me, so I gotta listen to reviews and see what people are talking about. Because I ain't trying to waste my money sitting up in there for 2 hours hating my life.
Nah, I know.
It's happened to me. It's happened too many times, especially once it happened with Deadpool and Wolverine. I was hurt.
But
I was legit depressed.
Saying. Bro, Deadpool and Wolverine really irked my soul, and that's when I put the nail in the coffin. Like, all right, yeah, I really don't care for Marvel anymore.
Yeah.
But let me bring Man up here. And if anything, if you have more, I'll bring you back up. All right. Shout out to TC for always supporting, bro. You be showing love. TC, I don't even know how to bring you back down again. Y'all see me struggling? Move to audience. Y'all see me struggling, right? Bro,
If you want, I
this
can
is
just mute up. I
crazy.
don't know.
Alright,
You-
yeah, try muting up for right now. Maybe I'm just glitching. Am I tripping? Hold on, man. Oh, now I lost the window. I don't even know where everything went. Dude, I feel like an old man. Like, what am I doing with my life? Okay, there we go. Alright, cool. Let's bring Mans up here. Guys, hold on, bear with me. Yo, this is so bad. I'm just like forgetting how to do things. What's going on, man? How you feeling, bro?
Hello? Hello,
How's
can you hear me?
everything? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Welcome, welcome. Hell,
Whoa,
Kaylex.
what's up?
How's everything going, bro? Thanks for watching the stream,
Oh, I can't hear you.
supporting, being in the Discord.
Hold on. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's alright, and I'm watching your video on YouTube at the same time. That's why there's an echo.
Okay, okay.
But thank you for tonight, man. It was really good. It's around 6 a.m. where I am right now.
Oh, where you at, bro?
France, holiday.
Oh, je ne parle français un petit peu. Oh no, he disappeared. I was gonna flex some of my French, man. I don't speak no French. Shout out to France in the building. Hold on, there he go. Shout out to France in the building. It's 6 a.m. over there. Let me bring him back up. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you just got me hyped, man.
That's good. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, I was saying, like, I want to say so many things about Thunderbolts, but since there's so many people didn't see Thunderbolts, I don't know if I can spoil it on your channel or not.
TC, I would say leave for a little bit, because I do want to hear his his thoughts on Thunderbolts. I'm about to let him like spoil it. So go ahead, do your thing, man. Let's hear it.
Oh, also, can I say now?
Yeah.
All right. I really, really like Thunderbolts, but the problem with Thunderbolts, for me personally, is well, there's two things. One is I think I'm in that like basket of those people that you're talking about, the Marvel fans who want like a good action movie, because there's so many Marvel movies, right? Like especially after Endgame, where I was like, man, I want something to happen, and I watched Beef, and it's the same director who created Beef, the Netflix series with Steven Yeun, I believe, on Netflix. And I was so hyped about it. But the thing is, when I watched Thunderbolts, I felt like the ending was too easy for me. Like talk about depression is good, and it was like a really nice thing to see in a Marvel movie. But like the thing at the end where it was just like Yelena just hugging Bob or Sentry, I was like, nah, that's the easy route. I wanted to like have more depth with the characters, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Now I could see that too. So you really wanted them to really get in there.
Exactly. Like especially after watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, where you see like Rocket's backstory, and both movies, whether it's Thunderbolts and Guardians 3, I watched it on opening day, right? And when I watched Guardians 3, I saw everyone around me crying. They were like bawling their tears out. And I understood, even though I didn't cry at that time, because I rarely cried during movies. But with Thunderbolts, especially like at the ending where people were like sad around me, right? I was like, why are those people sad? Did these same people see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Did they notice what Marvel can do, right? And I'm not saying it's bad or anything, and I really appreciate the fact that the creator of Sentry, the person who did the comic books, right, worked on Marvel with the Sentry character, and he expressed so many times how he loved his experience with it. But I don't know, I felt like the movie was missing something for me personally, where I was like, man, this is Marvel. Marvel is back, because and I'm very vocal on Twitter, right? So after watching that movie, I went straight to Twitter and I see people saying Marvel is back, welcome back MCU. Oh, Marvel is back. DC is dead, and I'm like, huh?
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, it's very confusing for me personally. But not saying the movie is bad, but I would like say it's a nice 6 or 7 out of 10.
Hey, look, I respect that, but here's the thing, right? I think this is where we're kind of differing a little bit. I like that Marvel didn't just do the super flashy, I like that they let it end on that note. Because that was the real point of the movie. It was almost like Naruto a little bit. Talk no jutsu.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't mad at that because it's like, it's not through actual fighting that you get through something like that. If we're going to stay on track with the theme. Now, I understand your concerns because it's a Marvel movie. So we kind of expect that final third act to be this big thing. You see what I'm saying? But personally, man, that was exactly my stilo. I liked it, bro. I don't know what else to say, but I understand you. I definitely understand what you're getting at, though. I definitely teared up. I'm not going to say I was crying, but I'll say I teared up. You feel me? I teared up a little bit. I didn't really tear up during Guardians, but I felt those emotions. I just feel like Thunderbolts hit harder when it came to its messaging. That's my thing. Guardians, you kind of feel for the character just because you have experience with it. But Thunderbolts is just, I don't know how to put it into words. Like, we spent, 2 hours with these guys? And I already felt some type of way? So.
Exactly, and I think that I love about Thunderbolts, right, is the backstory. Because even though it's a team movie, because it's the Thunderbolts, the main character, and I think that we can both agree on this, is Yelena. Like, Yelena, like, what she did in the movie was just fantastic. Especially, near the end, because she was the person, right, who went to the void first, and then you see, like, all the characters, especially Red Guardian, like, bawling his eyes out because she feels like he lost his daughter a second time after losing, what's her name? Natasha Romanoff, I believe.
Yeah.
So like, that moment, I was like, oh man, something's gonna happen. And then, like, you see Yelena, like, the younger version of her, right? Just witnessing this scene. I don't really understand it. I don't know if you can explain it to me.
I would say that scene literally probably most likely just represented like her first traumatic experience, right? So like, remember in the movie, like, she regrets that. She's constantly thinking about that because that was her first quote unquote mission as a Black Widow, right? And that's a strong regret deep down inside of her. She set up one of her closest friends. And so that's something that she has to constantly relive since that's something so deep down into her subconscious. That's the way I interpreted that scene. That doesn't mean that that's exactly what it was, but I think that's what also added some of that depth because that's also the moment where it's assumed that Yelena thinks that she lost her light. But again, I think it's ironic because we're watching the movie because of Yelena and how bright she is. I was trying to dance around it earlier in the stream, but since we're talking spoilers, we're good. The idea that the title of the film is based on her soccer team and that the only reason why she played goalie was because she wanted to be the one to give people a second chance hit so hard and so deep, especially for her character and what everyone's going through together. Like, I have to give the movie points for that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just have to.
I understand perfectly. And my favorite scene as well, right, to, lean into that topic, was that conversation with Red Guardian, knowing that he wasn't there during Yelena's, like, hardest moment where she lost her sister, right? Well, I don't know if you can hear me now.
No, I can hear you. I'm able
Hello?
to hear you. You're good. I can hear you.
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Hold on. Sorry, my phone's acting up for some random reason.
It's all good. Real quick, so Star Slater 344
You
says,
can hear me?
what? Yeah, I can hear you. We're
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about Thunderbolts
perfect.
right now.
Basically, my favorite scene in that movie was just a normal scene about the conversation that Yelena and her father had, like under that tunnel, because you feel like one, one at that moment she lost all hope because she didn't know how to stop the void, and two, like Red Guardian just speaking to her in a casual way, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I should have been there during like your hardest moment." Not gonna lie, even though the rest of the movie didn't really like hit for me as much as it hit you, that scene was just special.
Yeah.
Like man,
Yeah.
yeah, and also like I I wanted to have your thoughts on it because during the Superman thing, you like noticed that they were using red cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and you said, "Oh, I wanted to know the budget of this movie because like from my point of view as a viewer watching your live, I was like, oh, is it something that you won't recommend? Is it a bad thing that they're doing? Because I really want DC to succeed because I grew up watching, the older Batman shows, the older Young Justice seasons, Teen
Yeah.
Titan,
Uh-huh. So
and I
I would say, uh-huh.
and I love James Gunn because like even though sure his humor it's a hit and miss situation, there's not one James Gunn project that I don't like. Even though I respect Zack Snyder, there's a lot of things that he has done that don't really like hit for me the same way
Yeah.
as it hits so many people.
Yeah.
I love the suits, like Henry Cavill, fantastic. Even though I would have preferred like a lighter blue. Um, I love Aquaman. I love Wonder Woman. I love Zack Snyder Justice League. But there's so many points, especially during Batman vs Superman, when it comes to like characters such as Lex Luthor, where I was like, nah, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
So like, I want this movie to succeed, even though like DC has a lot of challenges against it. There's the Snyder people hating it. There's the fact that Jurassic World comes out 1 week and Fantastic Four comes 2 weeks after the release date of the movie. And there's the fact that nowadays DC the fandom is fractured. It's so split that I don't feel like Superman will be a big success. I hope it will. I hope it will be, but I can't say confidently that it will be. If that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. So so let me I'll address all those points. And then I'm gonna make that like one of the last things of our stream because we've been over 2 hours. I gotta wake up early, but I'm happy rocking out with y'all. So I'll address it. So let's start backwards. That's why in my theory on who's underneath that Ultraman mask, you mentioned that the fan base is fractured, and that's something that frustrates me so much about DC. We're starting to move like Star Wars fans. I kind of already quit Star Wars. I'm not going back to Star Wars. I'm over it. Disney completely shattered whatever hope I have for it, and I don't want that for DC. And so I feel like if DC wants to bring the fan base together and wants to make that money, having Henry Cavill underneath that mask would be really cool as Ultraman. We already know Jason Momoa is coming back. So that's one. When I was referring to the red cameras, on the other hand, and talking about the budget and the success of Superman, Bell says, just came back. What did I miss? We spoke about The Last of Us. We spoke about the Batman Part 2 being canceled and what that could entail. And right now we're just chopping up, just having a discussion about Superman. So when it came to the red cameras, I noticed the red because I love film and I've shot with red cameras multiple times before. And it's actually pretty professional camera. It's a cinema grade camera. It's a cinema camera. I was more shocked at the fact that they're running around handheld getting these shots and it wasn't on like a crane or a jib or anything like that. Just a camera that you could actually just get in your hands. It's not a super affordable camera, but you could just rent it pretty easily. That's the only reason why I brought it up. It just makes me want to go out and film also, and it just reminds me that I want a budget for myself also. But we've discussed the fact that Warner Brothers does not have money right now. Like, they've been selling off a bunch of stuff. Right now they're recovering and HBO Max is doing better, but they can't just give Superman this multi-million dollar budget. You know what I'm saying? They have to start off small and they'll build from there. So I think Superman's going to have a very independent film vibe to it, very similar to Thunderbolts. And I hope I answered the question, but essentially that's all I was trying to say. It's just going to probably feel a little bit more independent. Some of those shots did look trash, though, when it came to, like, the pedestrians looking up at the sky, but I don't think it's going to look like that on the big screen.
I hope so.
But all right, man. How do you like your name to be pronounced? Man-O's or just...
It's basically, well, that's a funny thing because since I'm in France right now, there's so many pronunciations.
Okay.
But it's Manos in France, but English speaking people would just say Manos time.
Okay, so Manos in France.
Yeah. I have a final question, and it's basically like my last message on the YouTube thing.
Okay.
Because you said like you don't like the cinema. That's why I can't speak.
It's okay. It's okay.
The person who is behind the camera worked for the Flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my question, right, was would you say that it's since you work on movie, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or would you say it's to do with the director's vision? Because since it's the same person who did Guardians 3 and Guardians 2, and enough people love the visuals of those movies, would you say it's Henry Graham's fault that the camera visuals look like that in the Flash, or would you say it's the director's fault? Since I don't know film, that's why I'm asking a genuine question.
That is actually a really solid question. I am still going to blame the Flash on the director also, because the director is going to oversee all of it, right? And the DP and the director are going to sit down together. I didn't remember having an issue with Guardians Volume 3's cinematography. It was just but from what I see from Superman, there's some stuff that I like and there's some stuff that I don't like. One of the stuff that I don't like is whenever we're looking at like the desert stuff, like anything interior. I think that James Gunn and this DP pairing up is perfectly fine. Once we get to those exterior shots, which Superman's going to be outside a lot, it seems, that's when I start to feel a little bit weird, and I hope I feel different by the time we watch the movie. Like, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really say much, right? But yeah. All the stuff outside for the Flash looks garbage. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Guardians takes place inside of a ship. Even when we're in like the first act of the movie, they were inside of like that city that's inside of a whatever it was. Like, even that was still like a set. So I guess whenever they're outside / doing green / blue screen stuff, that's my main issue with James Gunn and this DP, but mainly the DP when it comes to that. So just some film 101. The director of cinematography is in charge of the look of the film when it comes to the technical side. So like the cameras, the lighting, the color grading, the whatever you're looking at on the screen, if it has to do with imagery, that's the DP, director of photography. Now the director is just one step above that because he's talking to the actors, communicating with producers, and also the DP. Does that make any sense? So like it's still the director's vision, but different directors.
Makes sense.
Every director is kind of different. So like there's some directors that know nothing about the cinematography side of things. So let's use the movie like Don't Worry Darling, where what's her name? Cora from Tron. She's the one that directed that. Like, she's not a cinematographer, so she just leaves all that to the DP. And she'll just be an actor's director and really focus on them. So, yes, it does matter who's behind the camera. That was a very solid question. All right, yo. Shout out to you, Manos, right? I'm saying it right, Manos? I think he disconnected.
That's why my phone's acting up
It's
really
all
weirdly
good.
right now.
It's all good.
But yeah, I heard the gist of it. But yeah, thank you so much for like answering my question and everything.
No worries, bro. And thanks for watching the stream and supporting, bro. It means a lot, man. Shout out to you,
You're welcome,
bro.
man. I hope your channel grows because you deserve it, man.
Thank you, bro. Trying our best out here, and I want to be more consistent again for you guys. So I'm definitely working on it. And you guys are the reason why I keep coming back, bro, to be honest. So this is amazing. This is fun. And I appreciate you, bro.
You're welcome. Anyway, see you, bro.
See you, man. See you. Have a good night or have a good morning. All right, man. So TC, I'm gonna bring you back up just to say bye. It's getting late. I gotta wake up early. So I'll bring you up one last time. If you don't got nothing to say, that's fine. But I'm gonna start closing out the stream. What's up, TC? You got anything you wanted to say? Any last thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna just say Superman about to clap everything this summer. It's over. Wrap it up.
I like the
Everybody
energy.
Everybody thinks they're the underdog, but they're about to be like the Knicks against the Celtics.
I like the energy. Okay. I like the energy. Yeah, man.
But
But yeah, I am looking forward to Superman.
man.
That's number one for me. You have a beautiful night, all right, bro?
Well, you too.
All
Until
right,
next
man.
time.
Until next time. All right, y'all. So thank you guys for watching the stream. Hell, Kaylex, thanks for the support. Again, no promises, but I'm gonna do my best to pull up again next Friday. I'm trying my best to be as consistent as we can, just like we used to be. And yeah, let's keep it going. Hell, Kaylex, and I'll see you in the next encounter. Peace.